So you know that one sibling that everyone sings their praises, that one brother or one sister that is like the life of the party that everyone at home really talks about, or everyone at home use as the yardstick for morals and for achievement. You find some of those persons, within the home that your parents kind of like use as an example. All right, why can't it be like this person? Why can't it be like that person? See how this person behaves, see what this person does and stuff like that. You know that sibling who is never wrong and cannot be faulted. There is nothing that this person does that is seen as being imperfect. All right, this person always seems to be at the best or be the very best. Now that is what is called favoritism. Now, favoritism is as old as man. It has always existed right from time. People get favored, people get to enjoy certain things or certain benefits, and you're just not able to explain why they are getting those benefits, okay? So we find it displayed in workplaces, we find it displayed in families, we find it displayed in social circles, worship centers, at work, different places where favoritism is displayed. Even in politics, right? Favoritism is displayed in social gatherings. You find favoritism is displayed. Now, on the parental favoritism, which is what I'm talking about today, there is that child that reminds you of yourself or a loved one, right? Now, favoritism in family is very detrimental to the mental health of a child. Now, maybe that child has all the characters, has all the traits that make him or her just lovable, and you just can't hide the fact that you love this particular child. And, sometimes you look at this child and it reminds you of who you were growing up as a child or as a teenager. And you just find yourself, loving this child, and you just find it difficult to hide that you love this child. The problem is that showing that you love a particular child, you just will be doing yourself or doing that child more harm than good. And here is why. Now, children are very receptive to experiences because their brain is in a developmental stage, and I've often said that the things that we do to children, seems edged into their memories and it stays up there, and so even as they grow older, right, they begin to pick those things and they begin to remember those things that you did to them or the things that you didn't do. Now, children can pick cues from words to body language and so on. What you're not saying, they can pick it from your body language, even when you don't say anything at all. Now, if you're a parent, teacher, or a guardian, right, children can tell who your favorite is amongst all of them. You may think they don't know. The fact that they're not talking about it does not mean that they don't know these things. So you must realize that you can't afford to show that a particular child is your favorite. Just as much as you can, avoid it. I beg of you, like I'm begging. So the long-term, because the long-term effect, all right, I'm going to share some of the long-term effect of favoritism with you. Number one is perfectionism. Now, the child that you seem to be showing favor will want to strive never to fail. That child keeps striving towards perfectionism because he or she doesn't want to fail. Now, the second one is the inability to maintain long-term personal relationships. Now, because you're showing this child that you love him or her, and you're showing the other one that is not the favorite, they begin to have issues with long-term personal relationships, unable to manage or even maintain long-term personal relationships. And who doesn't need relationships? We all need relationships in this life because we are social beings, right? We're not created to live in isolation. Now, the reason is because parental love and affection will always be the standard for this person. Now, so that person is always looking for that standard of love that he or she has seemingly gotten from you. And unfortunately, they may not get it elsewhere. So each time you show that this person is your favorite, okay, you are creating a standard for them to expect from people that they may not necessarily get. Now, the next point is sibling rivalry. Trust me, the moment you begin to show favoritism, you're going to build a sibling rivalry between your children or between the students or between the pupils that you teach. If you're a teacher or a guardian, as the case may be, you begin to build up rivalry among siblings, amongst fellow students, and that is very harmful. Now, another point is depression. Now, the weight of being the perfect child of parental expectations can lead such a child into depression because the child will never feel that he or she can measure up. The child will never feel that he or she is able to reach or meet that standard that you expect him or her to meet. And so you begin to see that a lot of times you find some of these people struggling, all right, with emotions and a host of other things. Another point is loneliness. Now, they could be neglected by other siblings in that all do. Now, remember, that they grew up, all right, together, but one person knows that this person is the favorite. And because that person has that idea that this person is the favorite, all right, they begin to create that gap, right? That gap is created. And as they grow older, all right, this person doesn't seem to have relationship with the other children. And so as they grow older, the gap is created and then they don't relate. Now, on the other children, you might find resentment towards the favored child. I mean, the children who are not favored may begin to resent the favored child, and that can create loneliness for them. That can make them stay away, Now, here's another problem. The person who is being favored begins to experience rejection from those who are not favored. Now, the feelings of rejection as they see how the favored is treated can begin to set in. Now, here's what I'm saying. Those who are not favored begin to feel rejected, and the person who is favored also gets rejected by those not favored. Another thing is self-esteem. Those who are not favored begin to experience self-esteem because they begin to think that they are not good enough. Now, isolation later in adulthood, like I said, the people who were not favored also begin to feel isolated later in adulthood because you have shown them like that. And of course, depression can also set in for them as well. So of course, depression can also set in, aside from the fact that they feel rejected in a certain way. Now, so it's important that as parents, as guardians, where we're in social circles, that we treat people, all right, equally. Let us not show that this particular child is a favorite. Don't show that this particular child is the best, because what you realize is you're going to be creating things that you yourself may not be able to handle. And so it's very important that you carry on with that and that you you can have a standard for all of them, as much as possible. You can have a standard for all of them, and then you can decide that this is how you want to treat each and every one of them. So thank you for watching this particular video, and I hope that you find these lessons very interesting and that you can actually adapt and adopt them to your interaction with children, with people within your circle as much as possible. Even if you're not a parent, all right, you have younger ones around you, you have children of other people around you who come to play with you, treat everyone equally. If you have an issues with the things that they do, try to correct them rather than throw them off and make them feel like they are not important to you. My name is Tolusha Do Francis, aka The Mentalist. If this is your first time on this channel, please subscribe, and if you're a returning subscriber, please like this video, drop your comment, and I will be back some other time. Bye for now.